So Jeff, you're first. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting of 437 Board of Education to order. Before we get into our main agenda, Jeff?
All right. We have a lot of fantastic things to celebrate tonight, but first, introduction for hopefully the newest member of the Auburn-Washburn family. Beth, if you would please come up with Lorraine. We have Lorraine Malone here, who is a candidate to be the latest therapy dog at Wanamaker Elementary. Margot's been there for a long time, but she's about to retire. So we're very excited that Lorraine is here to join us this evening. Beth is well experienced in therapy animals. She's had multiple in the past and has been on a waiting list for a while. 6 years for Lorraine. So we're very excited for this opportunity. Would you like to ask her any questions about her experience or the role that Lorraine will play in the building?
Questions?
Why don't you describe Lorraine for us? I kind of got a picture here that she might be lacking just a little bit of energy. What do you think?
No, she's really mellow.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and when you take off this little handkerchief thing, she gets all crazy.
Yeah, I see. Okay,
That
so,
little thing is her uniform.
so she's working, yes.
Yeah, so she's working and forced to pay attention. So she's really good around kids. We took her, when I was in training, we went to several different schools, and she just loves the kids. I think right now she's missing getting all the love because she's really needy with us. So she needs lots of hands to love her.
How old is she?
She's 2.
Nice looking dog.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, we use therapy animals in Auburn-Washburn to provide calm support for students who are in need and a gentle friend that they can engage with. And so we're excited to invite her to the team with your approval. And I have to say, she's pretty calm tonight in front of a very packed house. So I think that says a lot for her. All right, this will be up later on in the agenda for further discussion.
We approve these if they bring them around and let us pet the dogs.
You want to? Oh,
I mean, I think that's reasonable.
she had a bath last night. Just
Smell my puppies. All right.
I have 2 at home.
You say hi.
Hey.
You smell feet.
All my puppies, yes.
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's a little thing. It's good for kindergartners.
Yes, all right.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I'll make the motion.
Welcome to the team, girl.
Drop a cookie down there, did you?
There you go. Oh yeah.
She's the smallest one I think we've approved. She's not very big.
Yeah, very small, I agree.
All right. So next up, we're going to start with some school highlights. So I'd like to invite Matt Sweedland up to the podium.
All right, you want me to jump in? Go ahead. Okay. All right, so we're excited to be here tonight. This is your 2025 6A Boys State Championship team. This was a really special group. All the groups are special, but this one in particular set this goal early on. This started a long time ago, last spring. Brooks Kehoe, one of our seniors, set this as a goal and started working towards that all the way back in the track season. So this has been a long time coming, and this has been a great group to work with. I don't know if you saw any of the press or stories, but this is one of the closest and most unique state championships in recent history. It's kind of crazy over a 5K race that it comes down to razor thin margins, but it was a 1-point victory for the team. So we scored 100 points. Second place team scored 101. Coach was digging through the specifics today, and I think total it was less than 5 seconds between all of our scoring runners and all of the second place scoring runners. So it really, really was a team effort. And another thing that made it unique was that none of our athletes medaled individually. That's pretty uncommon. Typically with a state championship team, you'd have at least one runner who's up there in the top 5 or 10 to get you a low score to start with. But these boys just ran as a real tight pack. And I think it's kind of a good illustration of their relationship as buddies and as runners together. Really tight group. And the state championship kind of just showed that. And it was cool to see them pull off the victory in those in that specific kind of way. Also, just want to give a shout out to the entire team and to the coaching staff is here tonight too, and all of the people behind the scenes who work really hard and support these guys to help them get to where they got. And just a big congratulations to these guys, and thanks for having us here tonight to recognize it.
Awesome. Let's give them a round. Hey, Matt, we'll take a pic in a second, but gentlemen, if you wouldn't mind spinning around just to face the table here. I wanted to look at the hardware first of all. In one of the articles, I'm not sure exactly which one it was, it talked about, I think the term was pack running. And the way the article was written, it kind of sounded like that was unique or not what everybody does. And so many of the board members, they're out running early in the mornings, but I don't know that much about it. So how would you describe pack running? What exactly does that mean? Or
Well,
maybe one of the
yeah,
students.
I can toss this one to Brooks because he had a good quote,
Okay.
I think, in one of those articles.
Yeah, please.
So, we're all just a really close team. So it's not like we go into a race thinking, oh, I'm just going to run next to my teammate the whole time.
Uh-huh.
But if one of them's ever about to pass us, we're like, I'm not going to let my teammate down. I know I can stick with him. So we just all end up running together because none of us are going to let each other down.
Awesome.
Like one time, we were like less than 2 minutes away from the finish line. Clayton Fink, right over there, said, I was about to pass me and said, come on, Brooks, and couldn't let him down.
Yeah.
So that's what pack running is.
Did you do that every meet, or was that something a little bit unique for the state?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. A question was asked sometime a week or so ago, about how many miles would you run any given week during the season?
40 to 50.
How about that? Silence in the crowd. That's awesome.
How many seniors?
3.
3. How many juniors?
There's one.
So 1, and then everyone else sophomores, or we got some freshmen too?
Got 1 freshman.
1 freshman, awesome. All right, well,
Yeah, our freshman is showing you that the future is bright. I think.
I love it. Yeah.
so have we won a state title in cross country? I assume we,
2019
2019, okay, awesome.
Is that the only other one? So this is number 2?
for the boys, yeah.
Boys side?
Number
Yeah.
2, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you represented all of us in the school community extremely well. So very proud of you. Yeah, thanks for coming in tonight. If you don't mind, we'd like to take a picture with you. Yeah, all right.
Squeeze in.
One guy runs all the miles.
Might have to go a little sideways.
Yeah. Get any closer? Yeah, 2 rows. Okay, I got everybody in this one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And then next, I'd like to welcome Brian Hensel up to the podium.
I did not bring the trophy this evening. I apologize for that. Okay, this is the 2025 Class 6A state champions in boys soccer. Just an awesome year for our team. They finished 19-1-1. Lost an early game, early in the season, third game to Blue Valley West, which we avenged in the semifinals. And the team we tied, Naperville North, just won the state title in Illinois. They're ranked 10th in the country. We're ranked 24th right now. Maybe jump up a few spots in the next few weeks. But it was a great season, as good as we've ever had. The highest scoring team in school history, 95 goals. We allowed, I think, 17 over the course of the season. And the other night at our banquet, I said that we played, and I had to do a little math here, but we played during the season 1,592 minutes, and we were behind for 48 minutes was it. So either tied or in the lead basically the entire season. And when we had to come from behind, we were able to do that in the state championship game against Shawnee Mission East. It was a tough road, beat some good teams, Blue Valley West on the road in the semifinals. And then Shawnee Mission East was the defending state champions. We ended up winning in a shootout after going down 2-1. I think there's maybe 8 minutes left. We scored 3 minutes later to send it to OT, and it was just a great season. Most of the credit, any season goes to your senior class. We have 12 seniors that were just amazing all year for us. Their experience and their leadership is kind of what led us to the championship. So it was just another great year for Washburn soccer.
That's awesome. Could one of the athletes up there kind of share the feeling that you had driving back from Blue Valley West? That was the one little bloomish you had, but you had a chance to go get him.
Who's going to take it? This looks like something for Brody. What do you think? Brody, that's you. No? Come on now.
Yeah, Brody, go ahead. Go.
You can do this, man. How'd you feel?
Like on the bus? Yeah. Afterwards, I feel like we were all pretty tired, but we were all excited right after we won. So for like the first hour, we were all pretty hype on the bus, but then it was a long drive back. So the next hour, we were just all around like blind. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
But I was awake the whole time. I was smiling. I was having a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I have to ask, because I think he's trying to hide in the back, but my son played during the year that Austin Halsey was on the team. The team won a state championship in 2012, but I understand there's a young man in this group that broke all kinds of records that my buddy Austin Halsey held. So I got to meet this young man.
Dylan Willingham. So I'll give you the stats, and then you can ask him questions. He scored 37 goals this season. The previous school record was 30. The all-time record for a career was 57. It's now 67 for Dylan. And just like Austin Halsey, he got picked to play in the All-American game next month in South Carolina to represent Washburn High School, which is pretty cool. So, but he's also one of the most humble people that you can find. All he wanted to do was help his team win. And just like all our other 12 seniors, no matter what their role was, they wanted to step up and help us win a state championship. So,
Yeah, that's awesome, and congratulations, because I've watched this soccer program for a long time. My son played, and I actually watched every minute of your championship game. And when you guys got down 2-1, it brought back memories of a game that I was a part of, watching my son play as a state championship game. But I was thrilled, and you guys kept fighting. And I have to give a shout out to the goalie, because I know how hard that job is.
Miles.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I had no doubt. I had no doubt when you blocked those, what you guys are going to be celebrating, and it's huge. Congratulations! I take my hat off. I tell my son all the time, Coach Hensel would not be near this great if they had won state title back when he was playing and others, because I know we've been close a lot of years, and you guys kind of broke through. The girls broke through last spring, and I was thrilled. One of the few programs where the girls and boys have won the same year. You guys didn't want the girls to show you up, I guess. So congratulations. It is a huge accomplishment what you guys accomplished, and just hats off to all of you guys. Congratulations.
I'm curious about one thing. So, Coach, you were here with the girls' team earlier this year. It's been quite a 2025 year for you.
Pretty good year, yeah.
But you kind of called the shot. So after the game was over, but before PKs, I think you said exactly what was going to happen to the tee. So I got to ask you, the game's over. You're getting ready to go to this penalty shootout. Did you say anything to the team? And were you spot on once again for the second state title?
It was a little different this time. But I felt really confident in the guys. I told them, I'm not sure if Auburn were there because they were kind of in different spots or going out to the field, but they were already champions. We were just going to do this little game at the end to see if we could figure it out. But we had really, really confident guys. We also thought we had the right goalkeeper to make a couple saves. And Sean Michonese looked pretty nervous. We looked pretty cool. So we felt pretty confident going into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. If you guys don't mind, we'll get a picture.
Absolutely.
So before, I know there's one cross-country young man up there,
Yeah,
but
Cohen, step forward. He
know-
didn't accidentally stay up here.
I know the young Mr. C has won state titles. How many other you guys, have any of you other players won another state title?
Individual Liam.
Okay, cool, awesome, congratulations. Multi-state champions right there.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Cohen, is that correct? So did you forget to sit down? Okay. But how does that work? Dude, you got 2 state titles in like, what, 8 days?
Something like that.
Yeah. So how does that work? What's up?
I just go out to cross country practice after soccer practice. It was just for the last couple weeks of the season.
Yeah. Wow. How impressive is that? Yeah.
So I think we gotta put pressure on the rest of these guys to get some in the spring. Some of you have playing track or something, I know, so.
Yeah. No, that's
Great
awesome.
job.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
They're gonna have to squeeze in big time, Rich. Probably have to get another row. Parents can come up and take pictures. No, absolutely.
I'll send it to all of them.
I'll go right here. I'll go right with
You can come back here.
Yeah. You were up to the right thing.
There you go. Yep, okay. Right there.
Lean down, front row. There you go.
Good job.
Congratulations, guys.
Mr. Hensel, they get extra credit if they stay and watch the board meeting now.
I don't know if they take it.
Why'd you guys put all on me? I'm the worst talker.
To ask you about the semifinal, you're talking about who's walking across the right home, but
All right, we're gonna move on to opening items, roll call. So everyone but Brian Smith and, sorry, I'm trying to remember who else not here, and Brad Noller are present. Chanel is joining us by phone tonight, so as we're voting on things, we'll do a voice vote. Move on to 3.02, approval of the agenda.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Shanoa?
Aye.
All right, motion passes 4-0. We'll move on to section 4, disposition of business by consent.
I move the Board of Education approve business by consent, including the payment of bills in the amount of $6,010,000, $277.21. Kind of butchered that, but.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. All in favor? And Shanoa? Motion passes 4-0. That will take us down to, doesn't look like any administrator reports, so we'll move on to section 6, items for discussion, 6.01, draft 2026-2027 school calendar.
You bet. So it's that time of the year. Our school community has found value in knowing what the school calendar is going to be prior to the winter break. So we typically will bring this to you in November and December so the board can approve it, and then we get it sent out so families can plan accordingly for the next school year. There really is no such thing as a perfect school calendar, but the shell of what we currently use at this time tends to work for most. And so we have stuck with that for the last couple of years. So we've had a couple of different options. We sent it out to staff for not necessarily a vote, but to provide feedback. And not that you have them in front of you, but option B, without question, was the number one choice by like a 97% approval based on feedback that we received in comparison to option A. Just mention a couple of things that are a little bit different with the 26-27 school year. First of all, our families, as a general rule, like for kids to be back in school by about the middle of August. This calendar does that. We typically have a no-school professional development day at some point near the end of September. That is not in this particular calendar for one reason. We have actually been asked to host the Kansas State debate tournament. And in order to do that, we have to have the high school available without students in it on January 15th. So with Dr. DeSoto's leadership, he was like, hey, not a problem. We can take the day from September and we can move it over into January and we can still meet the goals that we need to academically speaking with our staff. And so we don't have a PD day in September as we typically do. As we fast forward over the winter break, as a general rule, it's nice to have about 2 weeks off. We have that in the calendar. When we hit March, that's spring break, and our spring break aligns with the Board of Regents, so it's the same as all of the universities. It'll also be the same as the other school districts around the state of Kansas. And then the other thing that I wanted to highlight, as a general rule, we have a professional learning day, so no kids. And then we also have a snow makeup day if needed on a Friday and a Monday, and we always box that in over the Easter weekend. The reality is, in 2027, Easter holiday weekend falls extremely early in the calendar. Never been this early that we can recall. It's actually the week after spring break. So it didn't make sense to have kids out for a full week to come back on a Monday to then be out on then out on a Friday and the following Monday. So based on feedback from staff, we thought would it be better to move those 2 days later into April to break up the fourth quarter. And staff said, absolutely, that makes sense. So it's not going to be around the Easter, but it's going to look like the calendar that we've always typically had before. And then, of course, school will be out prior to the Memorial Day weekend. So all the dates lined up. Feedback has been more positive than not. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. If not, we'll bring it back to you December 1st. It'll be an action item at that time.
I know the last few years we've had the whole week of Thanksgiving pretty much off. Is that still?
Yeah, for students, that's
For
an accurate
students,
statement. Yes. And then Dr. DeSoto and also our building principals take lead on professional development of staff on those 2 days, on Monday and Tuesday. Yep.
Any other questions or comments? All right, if not, we'll move on to 6.02, which is K-12 Mastery 10 Standards for Mathematics. Morgan and Jenny.
I was faster tonight. All right, well, hello, we are back for a first read of our K-12 Math Mastery 10 Standards. So similar to ELA, our Math Mastery 10 are based on our Kansas State standards for all grade levels. The Mastery 10 standards highlight what must be mastered within a particular grade level, but that doesn't mean that the other standards are not taught. So those other standards are still taught, just in a supporting fashion. And then, of course, much like our ELA, our math resources are used, those board-approved resources are used to implement those standards.
Similar with ELA, our process for Mastery 10 with Math has been highly collaborative. It included all staff members in fall of 2024, and then ongoing collaborative work existed throughout that school year with PLCs and district curriculum committees. We then circled back with all staff in fall of 2025, so to kick off this school year. And we do have in place those same feedback and continuous improvement loops so that we can ensure that these artifacts and documents, they stay accurate and relevant over time. In the review for your review, we've included the K-12 Mastery 10 Standards Overview. Those consist of, for each grade level, the 10 standards that were selected and the rationale behind that, as well as the vertical alignment documents for K-5 and for 6-12.
So as we come with our first read of math, we will then be coming forward with our additional K-12 core areas such as science and social studies, and then we'll roll through PE, music, art, and library. So with that, what questions might you have about the Math Mastery 10 this evening?
Any questions or comments?
Is it the same group that looks at the ELA that looked at this, or is it different? Is it a different group of?
So it works a little bit different in elementary and secondary. So I will speak to secondary because we have a different set of teachers. And so all teachers have engaged with this multiple times, but then we use our district curriculum committees as the experts in making revisions and changes based on the feedback they're hearing from all teachers.
Yep, it's similar for elementary. All teachers are involved, and then we have those specialized areas for district curriculum.
Any other questions? All right, thank you guys. We're gonna move on to 6.03, which is 2025-2026 high school computer science course proposal, first read. Jenny's still there?
Yes, I'm still here. So I am very excited this evening. I'm still plugged in. There we go. As I have been reviewing curriculum programming with our CTE department, I have worked closely with them, and we have two proposals for you this evening, both in the computer science area. So the first course that I want to talk through tonight is Computer Coding 2. And so this would be a semester-long course that would affect about 50 to 75 students. And so just to provide you a little bit of rationale, we have had increased student enrollment in Coding 1 at the high school, but also we introduced Intro to Coding at both of our middle schools, which is a high school credit course. And currently, let me look at my enrollment number here, because I pulled it again today. We have 87 enrolled in the middle school in that course, and we have 64 at the high school. And so there is a need for an additional course to help with those students. So this course would expand upon those concepts in Computer Coding 1. It would provide them opportunity to design and develop self-directed coding projects. It is a bridge, so they would take Coding 1, move into Coding 2, and it would be a bridge to then either AP Computer Science or Game Design, and then would emphasize project-based learning. Here is the publishable course description. In Computer Coding 2, students will take their Python skills to the next level through hands-on project-based learning. Building on what they learned in Coding 1, students will create more powerful and complex programs using custom functions, strings and lists, data structures, and file input-output operations. This course emphasizes independence, creativity, and real-world problem-solving as students design and develop their own coding projects that showcase their growth and interests as programmers. Specifically, when we think about programming and resources, it has that potential to serve up to 75 students per year. We would not need any additional staff to do so, no additional course fees, and no additional resources. So that's the first course. The second course is AP Cybersecurity, which is a brand new course. And this would potentially be a year-long course that could serve 20 to 25 students. So again, some rationale. So this AP course would provide our students with advanced skills in protecting digital information and understanding online security. It would offer students the opportunity to earn college credit and an industry-recognized certification through that AP exam. And it also addresses a rapidly growing industry identified by PATH will explore with a strong job outlook in cybersecurity. Here is the publishable course description. So AP Cybersecurity is a year-long course that introduces students to the foundational concepts, skills, and practices of protecting digital and physical systems in today's connected real world. Students will learn to analyze risks, secure networks and devices, detect attacks, and collaborate on real-world security challenges. Through hands-on scenario-based learning, they will explore threats, vulnerabilities, and defenses while developing problem-solving and communication skills. This college-level course prepares students for future-ready and careers in one of the fastest growing fields with opportunities to earn AP credit. In terms of this course, programming and resources, we would have the potential to serve up to 25 students per year. We would not need additional staff, no additional course fees or resources, but there would be a professional development cost of approximately $2,500. Included for your review this evening, I have course development overviews for both courses. I have the KSTE competencies for computer coding 2, as well as the AP framework for AP cybersecurity. And I just wanted to make note that I will bring these back to the next board meeting separately for final review. So with that, what questions might you have?
So Judy, help me understand why we wouldn't have any additional costs or resources.
Because it's through the AP platform, and so we already have board-approved coding curriculum and AP cybersecurity curriculum that we would use, that we've already purchased, that has additional support within it.
Okay, so our
So
students.
it's really just the training of the framework for the teacher. So that $2,500 that we would spend would train that teacher up with all of the materials and the pacing and programming that they would need.
So are students currently getting some coding too somewhere? Or is it, there's nothing, we're not really touching on?
So there are other options. It's not just an extension of coding, if that makes sense. It's coding with regards to game design, if you're speaking about computer coding too, yeah. So really it's an entry point in high school. If we have 87 students taking intro to coding at middle school, what might they want to take as a freshman? They're not gonna wanna jump straight to an AP course as a freshman.
Because then under the coding one, currently a student would go coding 1, and then what's the 2 after that you had up there?
I would have to go back and look at the pathway, but it would be like game design, or they could take a different course as well. So this just gives them a bridge in between the two to expand their skills.
So coding 1's currently a semester, coding 2 would be a semester. And then the other 2 courses you had, are those a
So
semester?
AP cybersecurity is a year-long course.
Is a year long. Okay. But wasn't there 2 other that you mentioned in the slide?
No, just the 2 courses, just coding 2.
No, I'm saying the path. I thought.
Oh, I see what you're saying. In this one, yes, so they could either, we also have AP computer science. So AP, we
Okay.
have that currently. AP cybersecurity would be an
So
additional.
currently they would take coding 1, and then either they would go into computer science or game design.
Yes, so this would bridge them to better prepare them.
Okay.
Great questions. Other questions?
I'd like to add a quick thought, if I might. So what's exciting about this is that we have had a long tradition within our CTE programs of offering honors and credit-bearing opportunities, and we continue that here this evening. In thinking about AP cybersecurity, we're now adding this to AP Computer Science Principles and AP Computer Science A, which are courses that we currently offer that are popular. And so it's another opportunity for kids to be able to walk out with college credits that are applicable when they move on to post-secondary, and we continue to look at additional opportunities in our CTE programming.
And so currently middle school is even getting some coding in the middle
Yes,
school. Is
yeah,
it just 8th grade, or is it 7th and 8th?
So 8th grade is the high school credit course that is aligned to KSDE competencies, but they are being exposed to it in both the 6th grade tech course as well as the 7th grade tech course.
Questions or comments? Great. If not, we'll move on to 6.04. One more. Applied Math 6 course proposal, first read.
I forgot I put it in the same slideshow for ease. Give me one moment. Ta-da! All right, so last first read of the night for me anyways is a course called Applied Math 6 for our middle schools. And so as you remember, if you were here last year, I proposed a lot of courses for middle school. There was not another math course other than General Math 6 offered to our 6th grade students. And so in my work with 6th grade teachers over the last several years, in my current role, but also in my role before, I've gathered a lot of feedback about 6th grade needs something else in addition to their just general course to kind of help prepare them for some additional accelerated math courses in 7th grade and beyond. So when we think about that course, applied math that I'm proposing would be a year-long course that could serve up to 100 students across both schools, and it would be a 6th grade math enrichment course. So not acceleration, but truly enrichment. So if we think about why we might need this course, it would provide a pathway for our 6th grade students to enrich those standards that does align with our existing math placement process. So in 7th grade, they can take accelerated math, and they also have other opportunities for other accelerated courses such as IM1, IM2 in 7th and 8th grade to prepare them for future courses in the high school. So this would just kind of help with that placement process to prepare kids. It would strengthen their readiness for those opportunities. It would deepen their understanding of the sixth grade Mastery 10 math standards through application, problem solving, and real world connections, and it would ensure equitable access to the challenge. So having an actual course would align both schools to prepare the students to do that. A publishable course description would be that Applied Math 6 builds upon the core sixth grade math curriculum, emphasizing deeper understanding and application of numerical operations, ratios, and proportional relationships, simple functions, geometry, concepts of data analysis, including statistics and probability. Programming and resources, that potential to serve up to 100 students per year. We would not require any additional staff or resources. They would use the same resource that other sixth grade students are using, just go deeper into those applied problem-solving skills. Included for your review tonight, I have the course development overview for that course, as well as the sixth grade math standards, which you also will find in the Mastery 10. So what questions do you have about this course tonight?
So in sixth grade, there'd be two options, then based on placement. So you'd have the applied math, and you'd have the regular math course.
Yes.
And then in seventh grade, sorry, I'm trying to remember back a year.
You would have
There's
seventh grade math, accelerated seventh grade,
an IM1.
integrated
right?
math 1, correct.
And then in eighth grade, it goes
To eighth grade math, integrated math 1, or integrated math 2.
okay, perfect. All right, any other questions? Sorry, I didn't mean to quiz you on the spot.
No, I got it, you're good.
Just trying to follow the flow through with
Nope,
my
I
kids.
get it.
So,
Great question.
thank you very much, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right, 6.05 is Wanamaker Elementary School Therapy Jog, who we met earlier. Any other questions, concerns? Dr. DeSoto, anything else to bring forth with that?
Is there not a reason this couldn't be put on consent?
I think it could be on consent.
Not at all.
Are you okay with that? Yeah, I think we'll just put it on the consent agenda.
Great, thank you.
So, all right, we'll move on to section 7, which is action items. Up first is 7.01 K through 12 mastery standards for English language arts. Final read. You guys are getting a lot of work back and forth.
Any questions?
Questions or comments? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll move the Board of Education approve the presented standards as the official district curriculum for K through 12 English language arts.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Shanoa?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And then we'll move on to 7.02 Superintendent Search Firm. I'd entertain a motion or more discussion on the topic.
Yeah, I'm happy to make a motion. I just want to thank the three firms that we interviewed last week, all three really good firms. But I would move the Board of Education approve HYA to serve as a superintendent search firm.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All of those in favor? Shanoa?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. We'll move on to section 8, which is communications. I don't see any communication items.
None this evening.
All right, and then the chair would move to go into executive session at 7:09 to discuss students pursuant to the exception relating to actions adversely or favorably affecting a student under coma, personnel matters pursuant to the exception of non-elected personnel under a coma, to discuss budget pursuant to the exception of employer-employee negotiation under coma for 10 minutes. The open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 7:19 p.m.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Shanoa?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. We are in executive session. We are back in public session after being in executive session. I'd entertain any motions.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Ms. Shanoa?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. We are adjourned.